So this is your host, as usual, Steve from the back. This is going to be a rant. I feel like sometimes I say things like, I want to keep this rant light, or I'm going to try to keep this rant clean, and then who knows, I might get emotional and get pissed off, and then it turns into a cursing rant. It turns into a profanity-ridden, just free-for-all, and hopefully this doesn't turn into that. Hopefully I can keep it lighthearted and, keep it clean and keep it, just like not go on a crazed tangent, and keep my head clear and try to explain these things intellectually and in a calmly manner, hopefully. So the last rant that I went on was about the crawler and the rake and fleshgate cryptid creatures. That was the last rant I went on. This rant is going to be about something else. This rant is not necessarily going to be about cryptids, but this rant is going to be about human beings. This rant is going to be about us. This is not going to be about other beings or humanoid beings or whatever, or other types of humans or hominids that exist. This isn't going to be about them. This is going to be about us. So what I've noticed, this is just something I've noticed. Now, I put some images in this thing because I figure, why not? The images are basically like mecha images, and one thing I always liked about the sci-fi mecha thing is how when I was a kid, when I was like a really 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 young kid, we used to have this old game on the computer, and it was called Mech Warrior, right? So I used to be amazed at how when you'd play Mech Warrior and you'd play it from a first person perspective, how it would be like you were in the cockpit of a mech to a degree. Nothing. It wasn't anything fancy, but it was all that back then. And I mean, I admit, when I was a kid, I always had, and when I was like a younger child, I was a coward. I was more of a coward, if anything. Like all kids are, but the thing is, I had like a taste for violence, I had a taste for blood, and I had a taste for excitement. So basically anything that was war based or anything that was combat based, I would probably be obsessed with it, so it would just, and that's normal for a male. For a male, that's actually normal. It's healthy, actually. It's healthy for a male, and that's normal. Because what you have to realize is that just as much as any other being are predators, we are just as much predators. So you're already wired to destroy something or someone, or to hunt or to war against something. You're built for that, because it's kind of like conflict is a part of the natural order. Okay, like conflict is part of that order. So it's not only that you're going to be born, and I'm not going to say correct me if I'm wrong, because I know I'm not wrong. There are no F's given about this. This is not a right or wrong thing. This is reality. you're going to be born with slightly an enjoyment of the violence and the combat and the conflict. To some degree, you're going to enjoy aspects of it. You know, that's just part of it. It's just like, you know, if you're hunting something, you enjoy the hunt partially. It's not that you enjoy every aspect of the hunt. You probably may even get possibly annoyed or feel discomfort or maybe, you know, impatience or something, but you generally enjoy the act of it, you know. And then, like, obviously when you're done and whatever kill that you have, you know, you're probably somewhat bored and you're looking for some other type of stimulation after that, you know, because you're bored, you know. It's like if you played any game or any sport or anything, after, let's say if you did win, you won, so now you're gonna move on to something else. You know, you're probably gonna maybe you're gonna celebrate, maybe you just want to rest, maybe you just want to go to sleep. I don't know, but the whole thing is this: is that your brain as a human being is wired a certain way, and it's even more so wired if you're male. If you're female, you are probably lacking somewhat of those qualities, but that's not to say that females all entirely don't have the same bloodthirst or the same predatory or violent habits as males do, because they kind of do have the same habits. You know, it's integrated into your DNA already, in your brain, in your personality already. But the thing is, females just usually, and I'm saying usually because there are super hyper athletic, they're hyper masculine females that basically are more bloodthirsty than some men ever are, you know. So it doesn't mean just because you're a female that you're not, that you don't have, you know, a thirst for blood or a thirst for violence or a thirst for thrills. It doesn't mean that. So what the point that I'm really getting to is that I feel that it's not only that as a human society that is civilized that we have lost a lot of our nature, but many people are just very disconnected from that part of themselves, you know, like, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, because, you know, there has to be balance. You can't have everybody. It just wouldn't make any sense, you know. If everybody was wild and bloodthirsty, you know, then it would like, where are the people that are not supposed to be? You know, it's like, if a person is all calm all the time, you know, all peace, they don't even want to play, I don't know, they don't even want to play a game of basketball, maybe, because, you know, they just don't feel they have no need, I guess. They have no, there's not a competitive bone in their body. They don't really care for that sort of thing. Maybe they just want to lay down and read a book all day. I don't know. You know, there are people that exist like that. I'm just saying it's usually more definitely more females than males. But the thing is, I'm saying that, and like I said, don't get me wrong, I said I wasn't going to talk about cryptids, but I am, in a sense I am. What I'm going to say is, you know, you would have to ask the question, because a lot of people probably don't really think of this. Think, like, in the world of cryptids, what individuals are what? You know, like, I'm sure that there has to be some cryptids to where they really don't want to, they probably don't want to do certain things. Like, they probably maybe don't like to hunt so much, or they don't like to forage, or they maybe don't like to fight, they don't like to do anything that is that violent, period. They probably just want to lay around, and I don't know if they read anything. I don't know if some of these beings have literature. I don't know, you know. I'm sure some of them do. You know, I'm sure some more or less primitive beings do have literature and things like that of some sort. I don't know, but I'm sure that there are things that they want to do that doesn't have to be so wild and primitive and violent. There probably, you know, are beings that are like that don't really want to spend time doing those things. They probably want to ascend. They probably want to enlighten themselves. That's probably what their main focus is, and nothing's wrong with that. But on both sides, what I am trying to talk about really is, as us being human beings. Now, I know this is a thing that actually does happen. It does happen, actually. There are people who become what you call abducted. And there's different types of abduction. I mean, there's abduction where you can be taken into a craft. That's abduction. There's abduction to where you can be taken through maybe what you would call a portal, possibly. And now where you are is where a lot of these beings are, and, you know, you obviously will learn things there. You know, you're going to learn. I mean, it may not be pleasant, but you are going to learn things. Okay, you're going to learn from those beings because you're not around society anymore. You know, you're where those beings are, so you're not going to be around your own kind. Or, I mean, maybe you will, because there could be other people there. But what I'm saying is, you're going to experience beings that are not human. Okay, so you're going to be interacting with them. So my question is this: I often wonder, like, what could or can we learn from cryptids? You know, like, what can we understand from them that maybe they have a better understanding of and grasp on that we just don't? You know, you ever thought of that? Like, you ever thought of, like, how if there was a being that was non-human that lives in the wild, I mean, you have to understand, like, the confidence that being moves with, that it walks around with, knowing the dangers that are around it. How can a person understand how to have that type of confidence? You know what I mean? Like, because as human beings, we have a lot of fears and phobias and stuff, just like some people are afraid of, like, snakes, right? You're afraid of snakes, okay? I'm not afraid of snakes, but a lot of people are afraid of snakes for some reason, you know? And you gotta understand, a lot of those beings don't give two F's about a snake. They don't, you know, they don't care. Now, it could be, maybe the snakes can harm them, I don't know. Maybe they're not, what's the word? Maybe they're not vulnerable to poison like we are. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is, what can you learn from them, or what could they learn from us? What I'm saying is, a lot of times I think about that, you know, and I'm saying this because I feel like we, a lot of times, get really, just freaked out or overwhelmed, or if not freaked out, you know, we think about stupid, I'm not going to curse, but stupid stuff, you know, like, we think about dumb stuff. You know, we think about dumb stuff. Like, we think, oh, well, you know, I wonder if, like, I could catch a picture of one of these things. It's like, oh, so okay, I get it. That's cool. Like, I would like to catch a picture of something, too. Oh, you know, I wonder, like, I wonder what this thing eats. You know, it's like, oh, I wonder, you know, where does this thing, stay? You know, like, how does it travel? Like, can it see in the dark? Does it travel by night? Does it travel by day? Is it nocturnal? Does it sleep in the day? I mean, those are all obviously things you're going to wonder about any cryptid, right? You're always gonna wonder that. But did you ever wonder, like, just simple things? Like, do you ever wonder, like, what this thing actually likes or something? You know, like, what is this thing, like, how intelligent is this thing? You know, like, does this being ever wonder what society is like? Does it know of society? you know, those are the things that I think about a lot. Like, I think, like, you know, how do I not know how much or how little of intelligence is in some of these beings? Because I really don't know. You know, like, for instance, a person or thing could be as intelligent as I am and just simply not have the ability to speak. You know, or maybe chooses not to, but could have, maybe doesn't have the ability to actually speak. You know, but could be as intelligent as I am. I just wouldn't know. You know, so it's things like that. You know, that I think about. Like, I think, you know, like, what is it going to be when, like, how is it going to be when inevitably, because I really believe it's inevitable, inevitably when we have to live alongside with them? When is, you know, how is that going to actually be? What is that going to be like, you know, for the future? Because it's probably, I don't believe it's going to be in my lifetime. I really don't. I don't believe that that's going to be in my lifetime. I just don't see it. I really don't see that, you know. But I know there's going to come some person's lifetime to where that could only be the logical conclusion to something, you know. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense, you know, because the world just changes, you know. The world changes too much and too fast. So, you know, inevitably that's going to be a thing. You know, it's gonna have to happen, but who knows when. So these are just, I think I'm gonna cut this rant short, you know, because this is not something like super in depth. This is nothing that honestly takes a lot of thought to think about at all. But this is something I thought was worth speaking on, because I feel like some people are too emotional and too impulsive to think about that. You know, they think about everything else. They don't really, they don't consider that. So, you know, this is the rant. This is Steve's Art and Fun channel. I think this is going in rants. Yeah, I'm putting this in the rants playlist. And I'll probably link another video on a similar topic to this video. So like, comment, sub. Make sure you share this video if you watch it. And thanks to every subscriber. This is Steve's Art and Fun channel. This is a cryptid rant. Now, I know there's not a lot. Well, there is a lot, but people don't really watch them that much, and I don't think YouTube really cares for cryptid videos. I could be wrong, or rants, but you know, if you do share this video, make sure you share it on a platform that is cryptid based, because it's not going to make any sense for you to share this on a platform that are people who know nothing about the world of cryptids or cryptozoology. If you don't know anything about, then this is not going to make any sense to you at all. So, you know, that's the end of the rant, and have a nice day.